Hi everyone, this is Heather Lawton from the Flourish.Academy. This is episode 386, and my friend Nicole posted a question in the FA community group. She said, client guides and questionnaires. How, when do you send, and what do you ask or tell, etc. Now, I think my friend Nicole is speaking about family sessions, but she didn't specify families and portraits versus weddings because those are two completely different questionnaires. So I think what I'll do is two videos. This one will be about families and portraits, and then the next one will be about weddings. So I have a series of questions in front of me that you should consider asking your clients. How you do that is up to you. There are a variety of ways. You can use something like Jot Forms or Gravity Forms. I use Gravity Forms. It's installed in WordPress on my site, and you can put together any type of form you want. Or if you use studio management software such as Tave or 17 Hats, that could accomplish this as well. The how is not really the most important part. I think it's more important what type of questions you're asking. So I have a whole bunch that I've put together. You can pick and choose. I do not think, please hear me, do not think you should ask your clients all of these questions or you will overwhelm them. And in fact, when you put together your form, I recommend using as many check boxes or radio boxes as possible rather than open form text, because people don't have time to think and they won't respond. But if you have check boxes, they can hit those really quickly. Okay, so obviously I would have name, date of session, time of session, how many people, names and ages of those people. That's like just general information you should have anyway, but it's nice to have it on the form. Then you should ask them, do you have a location in mind or would you like suggestions? And you might have like check boxes for types of locations you're interested in, such as nature, in the parks, in the woods, in fields. Are you looking for rustic? Are you looking for urban or city? You could have those as check boxes, or you could have like an other if they have something else in mind. I would ask them which, and I have this worded a couple different ways, so I have this a few times in here. Which are the most important images you would like captured during your session? Or you could say, what do you most want captured during your session? Or you could say, what is your highest priority of the session? Is it a perfect shot of your family, or is it more shots of just the kids? Do you have in mind how you plan to showcase these images? Do you plan on large wall hangings, canvases, wall groupings, albums, or smaller prints? Do you tend to favor more traditional shots with everyone posed and looking at the camera, or more interactive images? And this really speaks to your style. Are you a pose photographer or are you a documentary photographer? But that's something to get some clarity around with your clients. They may look at your work, it might be very clear that you're a documentary photographer, but they still want some posed photos. And remember, there's no such thing as over communicating with a client, so you should definitely ask them. You could ask, how does your child normally respond to pictures? What do you want to remember about this season in your family's life? Any fun details I should know about? Are you interested in color or black and white photographs? This is a good one. I think that everyone should ask this next question. Besides temporary scrapes or bruises, do you have any special Photoshop requests? So this is where you're giving the client the ability to say, hey, yeah, my child has this birthmark. I love it, but could you soften it a little bit? Or a scar. A friend of mine and I recently did a senior session where the client had a scar on her chest from surgery, and it was not bad at all, and the lighting was great, so it was not really noticeable. But the parents wanted it softened just slightly. So they didn't want to remove it because it's part of her, but they didn't want it to be the focus of the photo. So if you know that going into it, the more information, the better. Then you have maybe an open text field that says, is there anything else you would like to share or you think would be helpful for me to know about your session? So that would be an open text field where they could type anything they would like, but predominantly I would like these as check boxes or yes/no questions to help expedite the process, or they're not going to fill it out. And then finally, I would always ask, always ask, how did you hear about me? How did you find me? Was it Facebook? Was it an internet search? Was it Instagram? Was it a display, advertisement, a sponsored post? Was it a friend or relative? And were you referred? And I would ask them, if you were referred, who can I thank? Because I would make sure I reach out to that person. Now, it's really important to know who your sneezers are. So several years ago, I had this bride who literally told everyone about me. I can easily trace, gosh, this was years ago I did this calculation, so I'm sure it's increased. I can easily trace $30,000 worth of sales back to one bride because of the number of people that she told. I would do anything for that bride. If she came to me today, by the way, I photographed her wedding 12 years ago. If she came to me today and asked me for anything, I would absolutely do it. And I would never charge her 30 grand plus more from that, because clients beget clients. So maybe one of the clients that she referred also referred clients. I mean, it's just huge. So I want to make sure that I'm thanking these people properly. So I capture that information. I think it's really a really good idea to do this, to have some type of form where you gather information. It makes you look more professional, and it provides you with more intel, which will ultimately give you the capability to provide your client with better photographs. I hope that you found this useful. Stay tuned for the next video. We're going to talk about a wedding questionnaire.